Good morning, everyone. It's travel day. Zen is about ready to go. We're going to go down to Yuma, which is about 180 miles that way. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 80 miles that way. 180 miles, pretty much round trip. But first, we got to go to town that way, about 2 miles, and do our basics trash, fuel, and mail pickup because we got the part in to replace this hub that I snapped off about a few days ago. I got a new one put on there because it's leaking still a little bit of oil, but as you can tell, it's not real solid. But it'll get me to town, and I'll do a parking lot repair and take care of that. Then we'll head to Yuma. But first of all, we need to do a walk around check. Zen's already doing his check. Check under the hood because sometimes these little pesky critters called pack rats like to invade your hood area. So we'll look under here, see if we got any critters crawling around or any signs of critters. I think so far we're looking good. Don't see any chewing or any kind of nesting building up. The biggest thing is you gotta look for nests because they like to build nests up in here. And then they also like to chew wires and hoses and everything else, and especially on the newer ones, because I think the newer vehicles, if I understand, the wiring is silicone based, so it tastes like candy to them, and so they like that. This one is old enough, maybe it doesn't taste like candy, maybe it tastes like grease or something. I don't know. There's my new part I put on. I don't see any kind of critters. Every once in a while I got to check back in here underneath this turbo. This is where they like to hide. I found a couple in there before. So that looks pretty clean. I think we're about good to go. I don't see anything crazy. Good, good. That is a good thing. Do a walk around, check the tires, and do our stuff. This is pretty much, your basic walk around, especially on any kind of vehicle. You should walk around on any of them when you get ready to drive off. So it's just good to walk around, check. I'm going to set you up right here. And it reminds me of a story. I'm just full of stories sometimes. But I'll tell you the story happened on our school bus back in, I think, we're going way back, 71 or 72. So it's been a few years ago. We were riding down a dirt road, and as you know, school buses go 60 miles an hour down dirt roads. And let me get my cup of coffee here so I can concentrate. Got my coffee. Okay. We're driving down the dirt road and had about 8 kids left on it. We were close to the end of the route. My house was the last stop of the day and the first stop of the day. So at 6:45, we'd get on the bus in the morning, and about 4:45, we'd get off the bus at night. And so we're about 8 kids left on the bus, and we're just the bus drivers cruising down the highway, down this dirt road, just flying like they usually do. And all of a sudden, these 2 tires, yeah, they went round and round, but they went round and round off the bus and out through somebody's cow field. And the whole bus just clops right on the road, dragging down there. And it really made us kids mad because, as you know, we've been on the school bus. All of us kids were back here in this last section, ready for that big bump coming up ahead. The bus driver can bounce us off the ceiling of the bus. Great times back then. Surprised we even made it, but yeah, we would bounce our heads off the ceiling, and we hit that bump in. But this time, we didn't have any wheels. So it's good to check and see what's going on. Make sure you got your lug nuts on there. Make sure your tires aren't flat or low or got some debris in them or something. Sometimes if you drive around these dual wheels, as you know, we'll get rocks in between them if you hit a rock get jammed in there. And then what happens with that is it comes out on the highway somewhere and goes through somebody's windshield. So just got to check things out. So we'll do a walk around and then we'll get loaded up, lock everything down, pick up our mat and stuff out here, and get the dog ready to go. He's ready to go already. We'll pick up our mat and we'll close up the hood and get the engine started and warmed up. But we'll do a walk around and get this rig on the road to Yuma. And the reason we're going to Yuma is that's one of the nearest Walmarts and Lowe's. So we're going to go down and stock up with groceries because the biggest thing is I've got 2 dog treats left. So this guy won't be happy. Out there, look how mad he is already. And you don't want those big puppy dog eyes staring at you when you have no dog treats. So you've got to have the treats to treat your pup. So we're going to lock this thing up, and first of all, I'm going to drink some more coffee, and then we'll get on the road. And another beautiful day in Arizona, 72 degrees today probably. Sunshine again, no rain in the forecast for I think another week or so. No wind right now, which is unusual and good out here in the desert because I've got to drive, and I hate driving in the wind when you're driving this ginormous block of wind block. So it's nice to have a not windy day. So we'll wrap this up. We'll get on the road in a minute. Got our seals about ready to go. Pup's ready. I got his mat down here. I'm going to start this thing up and let it warm up a bit. I put a mat down here right beside the driver's seat. 2 of the things I need when I'm driving with my dog is this thing right here, which is a drool catcher because he drools like crazy. So I use that to wipe his mouth off. And I used to use mat right here. This is the mat from my old restaurant I had. So he has a place to sit. And the problem with first found out when I got the flooring down, which is this, snap together vinyl flooring, his claws don't hold on vinyl. So the first time I hit the brakes, I bounced him off the dash right here. Realized that he needed something he could stick to, and he's been sitting on this mat ever since. So let's see if we can get this thing going. Turn the key. Listen to all of its noise. And see if we get it started and let it warm up a bit. All right, here we go. It just makes it. It's a good sound when you got a vehicle starts. All right, we're going to get the dog on here, lock down everything in the bus that will fall off, which is about everything. Come on, buddy. Come. He'll be on in a minute, and we'll get on the road. Come on. We're back. We got our mail, and our hubcap came in, and its exact matches the one that's on the other side. So we're going to swap that out. I want you guys to kind of keep an eye out for like police or something. So as I work on this, make sure nobody sneaks up on me. Well, I do have my yard dog here. There we are. But let's get this worked out, and we'll get it set up. I'm going to kind of make a drain tray to catch the oil, and then we'll get ready to take it off. Okay, as you can tell, I got kind of a aluminum foil oil catcher. So it doesn't stick to the tires, but the rim, but it's going stuck to the lug nut. So we're going to take that off and pop it on and get on the road to So stay with me here. Won't take long to get this off of here because it's been off just a couple days ago, and it is leaking a little bit. So I do want to put this new one on. If I can get my ratchet loose. Just take out these 6 bolts, and hopefully I can catch this oil into this foil and have it drain into the can, so it won't cause any issue with the parking lot or anything else. There it goes. Get it drained a little bit. I don't think it's a whole lot in there, but it's trying to drain. There it goes. Keep it a little higher. There we are. Now we're getting it flowing. They make trays for these, for the back rims, but they're a different configuration. Let me get this ring off here. This is the old gasket. It's not wanting to get under there very well. We're going to collect some of it. Some of it's going to peel out. They do make trays for the back. Like I said, it doesn't really work on the front because of the way the rim is. All right, we got most of that. We're not a whole lot of oil in it, so let's drain this into here, and we'll pick up the rest of it on this rag. We got a couple drops on there, but we're not bad. And we'll get it back together, fill it full of oil, and we're heading on down the road. All right, let's wipe off this ring. It does come with a new gasket, like I said, paper gasket or fiber gasket. Put that on there. And this one has a filler cap on the outside where this old one did not. So, and it's got a cap on the front with a plastic cover, so you can see how much is in there. Let's line this thing up and get a hole or two started, and we'll get going to town here. I think I want to put this one probably works just as easy to do it this way. There we go. And then get this hole started. There you go. Work my way to the bottom. There it is. There's not a whole lot of oil in these hubs, so it's just, that's the reason why there's not a lot leaking out, for one thing. But we'll get this wrapped up. This kit does come with a new bolts, but they're chrome, and I just went with the old ones because they're black, so it's the only reason I've kept the black ones. All right, let's tighten this down. See if we can stop this from seeping out while I tighten it down. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is like a tire lug to offset the torque, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, go around and check them all again. Tight. Tight. And, all right, that has got the cap changed. Now it's time to fill it up with oil. And this head, like I said, it's got a screw cap. Pop it off. And then that's clear plastic inside, so you can see how much oil is in it. So we're going to put this oil on here and see what we got. And I'm going to fill them about halfway full. So you don't have to fill them over full, because a half does just as well as a full one does. All right, let me get this extra wipe off the tire. All right, put our We're going to add a little bit more because that's settled down once it filled up a little bit. A little hard to see, but I'll try to focus in here a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. You can see the kind of green on the bottom. That's the oil. So that's the level that we want to go through, about half of that cap full. So I'm going to add a little bit more and we'll be done with this thing. Got our hubcap changed, got the oil finally leveled out to about half what the manufacturer's instructions say to do. And we're ready to head to the Loves to get some go juice for this bus. We got about 60 gallons in the tank, so that's quite a bit, but as I told you before, it's a 100-gallon tank, and it just really hurts when you have to put 100 gallons of fuel in at one time and pay for it. So I try to put a little bit less than that every time I go out, just kind of cover my trip. So off we go. And you've made it to the Loves. What's diesel over here? 4.59. My gosh, it went back up again. I think last time I bought it was about 60 cents cheaper, but anyway, we have to have it. So, but I use my discount card, and I'm going to put a picture in here, kind of what savings will be. So let me get checked in here. All right, got our fuel, $101 and some change, 22 gallons. So that'll get us to Yuma and back. Maybe have a gallon or two left over, but let's see how it goes here. All right, the interesting thing about this bus, well, not the interesting, but my fuel filter is on the right side. If I'm facing this way, so I'm facing this way on the right side, about 4 feet from the end of the bus. So this means it's about 35 feet back. So I've got to pull all the way through the fuel lanes to the almost to the other side to get the hose to reach, because the hoses are usually pretty short. And in truck stops, what happens is you have dual fuel tanks. I mean, fuel filters, one on each side for double tanks. Where the one you run your card and you swipe and you pay for it is on the left side. And so what I do, I got to go transact my card, take the nozzle out, lay the nozzle up on top of the pump, turn it on, go around to the right side, and pull that one off and start it and fill up from the right side. So it's not too much of a hassle, but it's just like, I wish the tank was a little bit closer to the front. Especially worse when you have like you go to a car place, because I'm walking both pumps because I'm so long. I've got to go clear across the entire bay to get the fuel tank filled. All right, well, enough ranting and raving for that part. We'll be heading off to Yuma in a minute here. All right, fired up and on the road. Well, as you can see, we made it to Walmart in Yuma. We come to Yuma to get Walmart. Uh, there is one closer in Parker, 40 minutes away from where Portside is. Or we come down here because we go to the Lowe's. There is no Lowe's. As far as the noise, I'm going to make myself a soda pop. I am hooked on soda, so I drink Pepsi, Coke, root beer, Dr. Pepper. I think it's just carbonation. So I just load up on those things. Have been all my life. But anyway, I was thinking as I came down here, and after I got fuel up at Buzz for $4.59 a gallon for diesel, which that's the advertised price. I've already put up probably the screenshot of what I actually paid for it, a little bit cheaper. So let me get more ice here. One nice thing about having your home with you when you go somewhere, you can get yourself a drink. You can do all kinds of things. I'm gonna leave that unlocked because I've got to put groceries back in here. So I'm a soda freak, yeah, but I just like that carbonation hit. But I was thinking on the way down here, points to ponder. You know, when I got fuel, I thought that I saw a post the other day on Facebook that said 1920 gasoline. This is just gasoline was 9 cents a gallon. Okay, understandable. And so, and I got when I moved to our place, our hometown in Arkansas, in 1966. Yeah, I'm that old. Um, gas was 18 to 22 cents a gallon, and I'm thinking like, okay, 18 to 22 cents, and you could fill up your car for say 20 gallons for what, $3, give or take, uh, maybe six, if you depend on what you were. Pretty cheap. So if your 20-gallon tank at 20 cents a gallon, that's $4. Okay, you can fill up your car for $4, which a little bit more. I think the cost of living was, I'm going to say maybe $2.15, $1.95, $2.15. I don't remember. So you could actually fill up your car for a little less than 2 hours worth of work. And so, and I was like, as the time goes past, and when the oil embargo hit, and like in '73, the gasoline jumped from 20 in our area from like 22 cents to 39, so it almost doubled. So that that raised it up a little higher, so you can get 20 gallons for what was it, $8. So which is still a little higher than like maybe 3 hours worth of work, depending on what the minimum wage was. Maybe in 275, maybe 315. I can't remember. So, and that got me thinking, like, if gas was 9 cents a gallon in 1920, give or take, and if it was in 1973, it was 22 cents a gallon. It took 53 years, and it only went up, what, doubled? So in 50 years, so here we are now, 50 years later from 1973, believe that or not, 50 years later from 1973, when gas was 39 cents a gallon, if it is on the same trend, it should be 79 cents a gallon. But instead, it's, what is it, three something, four? So now your 20-gallon tank will cost you $60 to fill up, which is not 2 or 3 hours worth of minimum wage labor. It's like 5, 6. So I'm just wondering, when did things get off kilter? I know it happened over the years, and I just didn't have paying attention. But just think, there's just like points to ponder. So anyway, that's my little micro rant. Not really a rant, but just points to ponder. So I am going to run into Walmart to get this guy right here some treats, because he is waiting for treats, and he can't go, so he's going to be upset, and he's going to bark the entire time. But I got my soda. I got my courage. I'm ready to hit Walmart. And Zen is ready for some treats. Good morning, everyone. We had made it back from Yuma last night, yesterday evening. Picked up all this stuff, all this wood. So today we got to try to put it into something we can use. And just wore me out. Big cities just wear me out. I just driving this bus and it's just a lot of traffic, and everybody knows you got to concentrate more and just basic. So I finally looked at Zen and I said, let's get out of the city. Let's get out in the open air. Let's drive to the countryside where it's so pretty and let the wind blow through our hair. Just lyrics from a song I kind of know. So there you have it. Enjoy your day, everyone. We're going to start working on this pile of flat stuff and make it into something, hopefully. And we'll catch on down the road. Got to finish up with my Zen. We've already been on a walk, and Zen is tired. He's going to rest up. There he is. 75 degrees today, sunshine, and feels like springtime. Have a good one.